Recently, several states in the union have repealed the out the front or auto assist and switchblade laws that have been on the books for, several decades. My state, Colorado, and Michigan, as well as a few other ones, have recently repealed those laws, and August 9th is when the Colorado laws went into effect and were repealed, allowing us now, as long as the blade lengths and all the other laws are still on the books, are followed, now we can have auto knives. And so in celebration of that, in preparation for that, I am launching a two-part video series where we're today going to look at the Launch 1 from Kershaw, USA made, auto knife, and then tomorrow we're going to have a review on the Launch 5 Kershaw Emerson model. So two-part, and really excited. I was looking, when I heard the news, I was looking at doing some auto knives, and doing some blades that are auto or open assist in that format. And I was looking around, looking at all kinds of different brands, models, and I landed on the Launch series because I believe it gave me not only designs that I liked, but US quality with great US steel at a good price. Both of these knives come in at about $100, about $95 for this guy over at Blade HQ and $105 for this guy over at Blade HQ. So really excited to walk through these two knives with you, and let's go ahead and dive into the Launch 1. Let's talk about this hot, sexy blade. Man, look at that. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous knife with that acid kind of wash look to it. Fantastic, super high saber grind with that really nice aesthetic swedge right there, giving us a great precise tip. Really dig that a lot. Continuous belly. There is always belly on this knife, which is awesome. I love to see that. So this is a wicked, wicked slicer on the knife. USA made, which is awesome, out of CPM 154 steel. That is different than 154 CM. Now, 154 CM is a decent steel now in today's market. It's definitely better than the AUS-8s and HCR and all that. But it's not as good as, say, like S30V and S35VN that we're starting to see in a lot of other, more premium blades out there. This CPM 154 is definitely a higher level than 154 CM. It is a different steel. It's a powder metal from what I remember reading. Great edge retention, and I got a little burr on it from something that I did. Tuned it up super quick. So not only is it super easy to work with, it's not a difficult steel to work with and resharpen and tune up, but also going to hold that great edge for you guys. Now, the blade length overall is going to be 3.5, and then we got a 3.375 according to the measurements that I'm looking at on the actual cutting edge. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. 3.5 and then like 3.375, excuse me, on the actual cutting edge. And then we are looking at a maximum thickness back here of 0.12, and then it tapers down real quick. But guys, I mean, wow. Yeah, when you look at this knife, it just screams high quality classiness. I love it. Love it. Love the blade shape. One of my favorite blade shapes in a great steel, and just a great looking blade. So to the magic, what makes this now so enjoyable? What we have here is the red button right there, and this is going to be only on one side, but very easy to engage right or left-handed. Nice cutout, very nice, just a hair above the aluminum handle scale. And this thing is just gonna launch out when you push it. Now, I own Speed Safe, tons of them. Speed Safe, open assisted, Kershaws, and they're okay. They're not the fastest on the market. Whatever they're using, if it is the same feature, then that's great. If it's a different type of spring, I feel a much snappier, faster response with this auto than I do with the open assist. You can probably just see it there. We'll try and do it on frame one more time just so we can see. There's the auto. You can just see that, this guy jerked my hand. This one did not. So that's how that works. Nice and quick assist. You depress that, disengages. There is going to be tension the entire way. You know, I mean, it wants to go. So you can close this one-handed. It's just a little tricky to do. It's much easier to do it two-handed. So that is something to consider there. And again, I'm doing that right-handed, but for lefties, you would just be using, instead of your thumb, your index finger right here, and boom, opening it up the exact same way. So really nice on that aspect there. And then it is a plunge lock. Hopefully you guys can see that in there. Maybe move it this way. Yep, there you go. You can see that little plunge moving out of the way. Great lockup. There's just a very minute side-to-side play, but none up and down. I mean, I'm talking really, really minute. I really got to work on it. There's no clicking, rattling, anything like that, and super solid up and down lock right there. And then you just depress that little guy out of the way and it disengages. So very strong lock, and I like plunge locks a lot. We've actually had some bad run-ins with some Gerbers and some Sogs lately with their plunge locks, so it's really nice to see that this one is super, super functional, and totally digging the deployment and lockup on the launch. Super awesome aluminum handle, super contoured, and just looks deadly, assassin-esque, and futuristic all at the same time, and creates great ergonomics with that aluminum handle. No liners in there to worry about, really machined well, no hot spots to speak of. Cool little accents down the back here with a little bit of a flow through right there near the mechanism if you need to blow it out or something like that. Now the overall length here is going to be 4.625 inches overall length, and it's going to be 0.47, so just a hair under half inch wide overall, but just great. I wear large size gloves, as you guys all know. Fits fantastic, plenty of room to spare, contouring perfectly, and it definitely gives me, particularly back here, that rests perfectly on my thumb. I mean, I'm really locked into place. I'm not going to accidentally slide down. It's not quite as deep as some of the other launch models that are out there, but for EDC and in a last-ditch effort, if I had to do that, it would offer enough traction in my mind to keep it in your hand. But great ergonomics for EDC, no thumb ramps to worry about. Great little notch right there, and man, I can just hold this thing all day with zero hot spots. And coming in at under 4 ounces, it's like 3.95. Ultra lightweight for the larger end auto knife is awesome. So the pocket clip is a standard Kershaw pocket clip, blacked out, which is super nice. Exact same one you're going to get on your Skylines and several other of their designs. Pretty high ride. You're going to get about an inch sticking out. It's all blacked out, so it's not a huge deal, but I would have liked to see a loop over. I always prefer that. It is totally ambidextrous. You'll be able to swap it either side, and you do have this with this system right here and just this cool, you know, cutouts. You are going to have a flow through, run through lanyard hole right here to be able to run lanyards if you wish. So the pocket clip works great. It's just a high ride, and I would have liked to see a loop over design. So just real quick, I will run in for those of you that maybe already own a Link and you're either in a state that now has just recently allowed you to carry autos, or you're just looking at autos because your state always allowed it. What we're looking at is very similar. You're getting very similar kind of handle materials. Now, this is actually a lighter knife because it doesn't have stainless liners in there. It's just the aluminum. You're going to get a slightly longer handle, and you are going to get a slightly longer blade overall. So that's just kind of what you're looking at, and this definitely has a level of quality much higher than on my Link. But just want to give you some size perspective because they both are aluminum handles. They're very contoured in the same way, like the angles and contouring and feel in your hand, but this will be lighter and will be overall larger in both handle ergonomics and in blade length. Well, there you have it. Man, I could just do that all day long. Thank you so much for coming over here today, folks, watching this video, checking out the Launch 1. And again, tomorrow we'll be doing the Launch 2 or Launch 5, excuse me, Kershaw Emerson collaboration. So tune in tomorrow as we walk through that knife and all the ins and outs and what I think it's good for, what I think it's not, and all of that. So again, thank you so much. Check us out on all the relevant social media as well. That's a great way to see what is up and coming. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.